Welcome everyone to Here for the Horses. Glad you're here for the horses. I love seeing your faces. Thanks so much for being here. We have a really exciting day. We're going to be talking about super cool stuff today. I just got bombarded with very interesting videos this week, and I'm sure some of the people didn't mean for me to see them, but I saw them anyways, and then my eyes honed in on stuff, and now we're going to talk about it, and that's how that goes. I do think we should start off with a fun icebreaker though. This was a video that I saw, and I just can't believe how this person stayed on this horse. So hold on, I gotta make it bigger. It is absolutely wild. I don't know if you guys saw this. You know, these memes go around. So you see them. But let me share this. This video is, oh, Marin's here. This video is absolutely insane. And I don't have any background on it. And it's probably, poor horsemanship. But the fact that this person stayed on this horse is mind-blowing. So check it out. Here we go. And it has music to it, which I just think is funny. Oops. Sylvie's here. All right, ready? Here we go. Did you off into the look at this horse, buck. That's not normal. Can you believe that person stayed downhill, twisting sideways, running with the hind end, the front end's doing something totally different. That's wild to me. Wild. I don't think I would have rode that out. I'm going to be honest with you. I probably would have ended up in the dirt about halfway down. I think right when he did that move right there, that one's the one that's going to get me. That's crazy. Okay. I thought that was cute though. Hi, Marin. How are you? Sylvie's in the house. Sylvie's here. Okay. So,
Get a lot of stuff
we're going to talk about fascia today. We're going to finish up the fascia. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna blast through it because we have a lot of really cool stuff we're gonna talk about. So we're gonna get to it. All right, so those of you that are just joining us, we are, Wanda, is that the book? You got the book? There she is. This is the book we're studying. It's an awesome, awesome book. Okay, I'm gonna read it to you. Equine Structural Integration, Myofascial Release Manual by Jim Pascucci. Okay, Jim Pascucci. Great book. I do apologize. For some reason, it's very expensive now. I guarantee you I did not pay what it's being charged for, but this book is fantastic. It's really good. And we've been going through it this month with Fun with Fascia. Okay, so let's talk about what our homework is going to be for this week. You guys got homework a little bit last week, and you guys are doing great at that. Fascia's fun. It's hard to differentiate it from muscle work a lot of the time, but who says we have to? You know what I mean? Who says we have to? We just need to make the horses feel better. That's all. That's all. At least that's all I care about. Okay. So the first one I want to talk about, there's been a lot of brachiocephalicus stuff going on. If you guys have not seen that. So the brachiocephalicus sweep. Okay. And let me show you the photo. Right. Okay. So this is very similar, Stephanie, to what we've been doing. Stephanie found on her guy that hers was stuck in the middle. It's normally the muscle belly of the brachiocephalicus. I also put up a video of the brachio. Should we take a look at it real quick? No, we're not going to. It's on my page. It was recent in the last 2 days. Okay, so it shows you the brachiocephalicus. It's going to tie into Jenny and Mac. So we had some brachio stuff going on there. But let's talk about what it's saying to do here. It says, this is fantastic information, by the way, and I agree with it completely. And think about those of you who have been watching the video about Mac and his head was crooked. Think about that. Okay. So the brachiocephalicus muscle is one of the workhorses of the neck. Not only does it move the head from side to side, it's a prime mover for the front leg, as such primarily responsible for the upper arm extension. So a lot of people think that because the brachio attaches up here to the wing of the atlas and goes all the way down the neck, and then it goes over the shoulder and attaches to the humerus, they think that it's a neck muscle, a primary neck muscle. It is a primary mover for the foreleg. It is a neck mover second. Okay. So it's kind of interesting when you think about that, because obviously that muscle is huge in the neck, but its main job is to move the foreleg forward. Okay, it flexes. Okay, so this is really cool. The brachiocephalicus works in conjunction with the latissimus dorsi, which also attaches on the humerus. Reduction of length in this structure will resort in, so listen to these things, that if this is short or tight, it'll resort in short stride, their head that cannot come to vertical, and a head not able to move evenly from side to side. The head may be tilted to one side if the brachiocephalicus is shorter than the other, with the nose tilted away from the shortened side. Okay, if it is hypertonic, it can constrain the scalenes to prevent the neck from telescoping. So y'all know what telescoping is, right? It's that cool Arabian thing. They're like known for it. Okay, all horses can do it, but Arabians have a little extra flair with it, don't they? Okay. So the sweep is, I'm just going to read it to you. It says, is a deliberate, slow grabbing of the fascia while taking it downward toward the humerus. Taking the tissue down is not important. It's just easier than taking the tissue up because of the location of the cervical spine and the transverse process. Okay. So he also says below that, to have the handler bend the horse's head toward you to put slack in the muscle. Okay. So we talk about that also. This is very similar to the brachiocephalicus work that we do. This is the Vulcan death grip that I have you guys do on your horses sometimes. One of the many, right? So for that long brachiocephalicus muscle, let me pull it up. Hold on. Brachiocephalicus, cephalicus equine. Always put equine or there it is. Or the horse one's just gonna, or the human one's just gonna pop up. Okay, zoom, share. Here it is. Okay. Okay, so you guys can see that, right? So that's the brachiocephalicus. It attaches here, goes all the way down, goes over this joint, okay? And it attaches to the humerus, okay? The muscle belly is here, and this is normally where you're gonna find a lot of the issues, okay? So he's saying, grab it and slightly pull down on it. All right. So that is the brachio. So we can all do that. Give it a try. I have a lot of videos on the brachio. So if you want, it's similar to massage. He's just, instead of rubbing it, he just grabs it, which we have that stroke also in massage. Okay. The scapula, the sweeping of the scapular border. So this is cranial. Tell me what cranial means in directions of horses.
Head.
Yeah. Toward the head. Yep. Cranial means toward the head. Caudal means toward the tail. Okay. So you'll hear those terms. That's why it's hard to read stuff sometimes, is just because of terms. So if I run into them, I'm going to say them and then I'm going to quiz you guys. Okay. So cranial, toward the head. So if someone says the cranial section of the scapula, you just think whatever's closest to the head, toward the head, okay? So this one is cool. We do something like this, don't we? So there's the scapula, and we're just gonna get our fingers in between that neck and the scapula. And you're gonna slowly drag it down the front of the scapula. We did a video on that a long time ago, on the community page. The coaching community page. I slide my hand in like this though. I don't do it like this. This is easier for me. And remember, I kept telling you guys, keep your hand flat. Okay, and then you go down behind that scapula. And then, you know, people always kind of want to do different stuff. But if you do it like this, and you press into the neck with the back of your hand and go in front of that scapula, that loosens that up. So it's the same thing. He just uses his fingertips like this, which works. And you'll see them both. Okay, so start at the front of the scapula, the part toward the head, and then trace down it. It's going to loosen up that skin that always gets stuck by the neck. Okay. Yeah, Stephanie said when it's tight, it's really hard to grab. Yes, that is the first indication that it's tight. It's hard to grab. So turn the head toward you. You'll be able to get a hold of it and then just squeeze it. Okay. All right. A lot of these are very similar to what you guys already do. So you are ahead of the game. It's just a slight difference in like your intention toward toward the skin and body. So, I'll tell you to warm it up and scratch it and do different things to loosen it up. This fascia work seems to just be more of like a focus on like waiting for the fascia to release. There's not a lot of different techniques in it. There's different ways to do it, but the technique is similar. You're focusing on getting the fascia to release. Okay. I wanted to talk about this one because I just recently had a woman I was talking to. Anyways, it's called the serratus ventralis release. And recently we just talked about the serratus ventralis, didn't we? Okay. There is a video on my public page it's called either serrate, serratus ventralis. Oh my. Those are the names you'll hear. And you know what? I think we just recently heard another name too, where I was like, oh, I didn't even know about that one. Okay, but they're all the same muscle. This one is the one where we're gonna go behind the scapula. Okay, back there. And pay attention to this area. Now he talks about how this leads to, you can have a girthy horse with this, okay? So I'm just gonna read this here quick. The serratus ventralis is often involved with horses that are considered cinchy. It's easy to understand why, since it lies underneath the cinch. One of the problems is the buildup of tissue in an attempt to stop undue motion in the muscle's fascial sheath. So a buildup of tissue is a great way to describe this, because that's always what it feels like. Sometimes I'll tell you guys, it feels chunky, right? And I'll say that in different areas. It feels lumpy. Okay. So it's a buildup of tissue. He's just more professional when he says it. Okay. The tissue buildup has to be removed for the serratus to completely contract and lengthen. The lack of length affects the shoulder's ability to completely flex, as the serratus inhibits the cervical rhomboid. Okay. So, oh, they talk about one reason this might be a problem is because of the way the horse laid in the womb. I hear stuff like that kind of randomly. Okay, the second is the movement of the girth on the tissue itself. One of the common problems that occurs with a cinchy horse is that the owner handler becomes sensitized to the horse's reaction and stops working the area even when grooming. This leaves the tissue set in this pattern and actually reinforces the pattern. Okay, so the girth moves that serrate around when you're riding, and then your horse gets a little annoyed by that, and then people don't want to hit that area because they know it annoys their horse. But unfortunately, that makes it worse because now you're not helping that area feel better. Does that make sense? The cross fiber friction technique is used to break up the tissue buildup. Okay, so cross fiber, we all know that. Much like the scar treatment, one of the tissues has been released and organizing stroke is needed to set a new direction for the fibers. Okay, so we know that too. This is massage stuff. So cross fiber to break it up. And then what do you do after that? You just don't leave them there with like a fluffed up muscle. You're gonna stroke so it relaxes. You want that muscle to go in the right direction. Okay, think about like fluffing a bird's feathers up. You're gonna fluff them up to get the dirt out. You don't leave them like that, right? When you're petting your cat and you rough them up, you don't leave them like that. You go, okay, I got you, I got you. Unless they attack you and then you gotta bail out. Okay, so same idea there. When you're roughing your dog's hair up, you don't leave them with like funky hair as they walk off. It's like a natural habit to put the hair back down where it belongs. So think of it that way with the muscles also. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, organizing strokes. This is really cool. The therapy for this can't stop here though. The girth issue needs to be addressed for long-term solution to girthiness to be complete. This may have been caused by a simple problem with equipment or long-term one of the riders being off balance. Okay, so we talk about that in the sore back series, equipment or possible rider imbalances, poor riding, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Mounting from a mounting block will help. That's been a lot of good information about that going around. I also recommend you mount from both sides. That can be really weird, but it's practical and important. If any of you go on trail rides, you got to get on and there's like cliff on one side. You're not going to get on that side. And so you want to make sure that you get on your horse from both sides. But it's also practical, and as in, even when you get on from one side with a mounting block, you're still pulling that saddle that way. So even it out. Don't always carry your purse on your right arm, right? They've done studies about that. Women are like, ugh. Okay. So, yeah, mounting block is useful if you can. I was at a working equitation clinic 2 weeks ago, and the rider I was riding with was a dressage rider, who most of my friends are dressage riders. And so there's always this search for where the mounting block is anytime you go to somewhere new, right? And Georgia's not tall, so there was like 10 people standing around, and so everyone's like, where's the mounting block? And I just got on from the ground because I'm tall and Georgia's not that tall. And then all the dressage riders were like, oh my gosh, she could just get on from the ground. And I was like, hey, come to the dark side, Western Saddle, come to the dark side. But we laughed about it. But I said, no, I normally use a mounting block just to do her a favor.
Yeah,
Not small. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So mounting blocks will help, of course. And then obviously we always want to be the best rider we can be for our horses. Right. So if you know you're not a great rider, videotape yourself, get a trainer if you can afford it, try to be better. And then at the end of this, he's really cool. He goes, he calls it a saddler. I'm not a saddler or a riding instruction, so my advice here is limited. Yeah, me too. Okay, so that's the serratus ventralis. Okay, we're doing good. I'm blasting through this if you guys can't tell. The next one we're going to talk about is the semitendinosus compression. So someone tell me where the semitendinosus is and what does it do?
It's on the hind end by the tail, and it helps the forward movement of the back leg.
Yeah, propulsion. So the reason, the way I remember semitendinosus, and so there's two, there's brother and sister, semitendinosus, semimembranosus.
Yeah.
Okay. Semitendinosus is by the tail. Semitendinosus, it runs right next to the tail. Semimembranosus is inside. It's the little one. Okay. Semitendinosus. So it's part of the hamstring group and it's for propulsion. So very used. We talk about the semitendinosus a lot. Okay, semitendinosus compression. Semitendinosus attaches up in front of the tail, along the spine. Okay, so it does not attach below the tail, it's above the tail. So anytime, this one has a pretty good photo. See where those hands are? That's about where the insertion point is. Okay. So I'm always working on semitendinosus insertion points, especially with dressage horses, which are my main clientele. But any horse that uses a lot of hind end, okay? So your reiners, your dressage horse. I compare reiners and dressage horses a lot. I find them to be the most balanced of the two disciplines. They really like you can't do either one of those and not be balanced. You cannot. Okay. So dressage horses and reiners work really hard on balance. Okay. So let's see. Semitendinosus compression is used to integrate the fascia of the rear of the horse, especially the sacrum and the tail. So we talk about the tail quite a bit. Semitendinosus has fibers that control the lateral movement of the tail. Oh, here we go. I want to talk about this. If you see a horse with a tail carried off to one side, you'll want to release this muscle and fascia. Okay. I've been asked probably 7 to 10 times about what do I do if my horse's tail is off to the side? And what I'm going to tell you is that every modality thinks they know the answer to that, and I have not found one that works consistently. Okay? So it's one of those things where everyone wants to say they know how to fix it, but I have not seen it consistently fixed. I have seen it be a long-term problem for a lot of horses. I mean, not that it's a problem. It's a reflection of an issue, but I mean, tails off to the side. It bugs us because we know that it should be straight, but I have not found an actual correlation between one thing that helps it. Sometimes it'll help, sometimes it won't. So it's funny that he brought it up because I was like, haha, you think so, but that's not true. Because that's normally actually how I try to release it. I'll do tail pulls and then I focus on the insertion points. I'll look at the tail itself, okay? I'll do points underneath the tail to release the pelvis. Okay, so I try to look at everything that would have influenced the tail, and I don't know if I've gotten one to straighten out a couple times, but I can't say it's been the same thing every time. Okay, so if you ever hear that, maybe write it down and we'll make a journal of all the different ways to do it. Okay. And then he talks, I like him because he also gives like safety advice here. He says, obviously, while performing this technique, you are standing behind the horse. This is our sacrum rub, guys. It's our sacrum rub. It's the same thing. But he's going to do it slower and he's going to focus more on the fascia. So it's less rub and more hold and pull, I guess, is the best way to say it. Okay. But this is very effective in releasing tension in the hind end. Very effective. Okay. Okay. Last one here. Lumbar compression. I'll show you the photo. Okay, so that's the flank right there. The flank and then up. Okay. You know what I just did? Look what I just did, Stephanie. I wrote Jennifer. Yeah, this is for you.
That's so funny because as soon as you pointed it out, that's exactly where I was thinking that he's sore.
Oh, listen to
Jennifer
this,
thinks he's
yeah.
sore there, okay?
Oh, yeah, don't worry. I thought of him right away. Okay, so let's listen here. And all of you that were here last week and we took a little look at Flash because he's fast. You guys know what we're talking about here. Okay, so the lumbar compression is similar to the semitendinosus compression, only coming from the opposite direction. Its purpose is to lengthen, hydrate, and integrate the lumbar fascia and aponeurosis. Many of the muscles on the back attach to the lumbar aponeurosis. When they are not balanced, it puts a shear strain on it. If the strain is not relieved or organized, it has the potential to set up twisting forces throughout the body. Oh, I love this. Imagine laying in a bed with the sheets wrapped in a twist. The tension from this is transferred to your body, or you wouldn't feel it. Now, you know where big sheet work as an idea comes from. Okay, so first of all, I think we all know how irritating a bad bed sheet is. Okay, so when it's pulling on you, you're not sleeping. Okay, so with this lumbar compression, it's saying that if the fascia is pulling in and it's not equal, it's going to cause a twisting, which is exactly what we have going on. We have one side raised up with little Flash Man, okay? And his body's like, I'm cool, let's go. Okay? So we have a little bit of a twist in his body.
Erin, can I
let's
interrupt you
see.
for a second?
Yeah.
There's a little girl down the street, that she has CP and she has started riding Flash. I'm wondering, we ride him bareback, but I'm wondering from what you've said, if, you know, if he's taking on her where she's strong on one side and not so strong on the other side and
They
creating.
certainly can.
Yeah.
Yeah, they certainly can. I've also been able to tell when someone is really dominant with one arm. Okay. So yeah, all that stuff influences it. So it does a lot of the time come down to, and I mean, there's a good example of riding, right? How riding influences horses. So it's not that she's a bad rider, she's got her own stuff going on, right? So yeah, it certainly can. Certainly can.
You.
Okay. Let's see here.
Two. No.
Okay, so it says take the latissimus dorsi. That's the one that attaches down by their elbow and then goes up to the back. It attaches from the lumbar aponeurosis into the humerus, so it starts from the back and goes forward. If the attachment point of the left latissimus dorsi has a different spatial relationship to the one on the right, a twist will be introduced into the body when the leg is protracted. The brachiocephalicus will be encountering two different resistances as they move the front leg forward. This lack of balance could be setup of a twist in the neck. So it goes all the way up to the neck, and what do we got going on Flash? His neck. Okay, it goes all the way through his body. So this is super interesting. So lumbar, I think we should probably be focusing on spine and lumbar in that particular situation. But at this point in time, we're gonna need to hit the points of hip also and get the pelvis back where it belongs. Okay, but I was happy with the lateral flexion. I was happy with that. Do you guys see those? But yeah, surprising, wasn't it? That was surprising. I was surprised. And I do actually get surprised enough to where it shouldn't surprise me. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Okay. So you guys can give some of those a try this week and see how it goes. Rub that scapula, do the brachio, do some work on the lumbar, just press into it and just see if you can feel some stuff relaxing, and then hit the insertion points for the semitendinosus and go down those hamstrings. Okay, that's good stuff. All right. Okay. We did it. That's it for fascia. That was fun. That was fun. You can incorporate that into your work. Change it up if you need to. Okay. What I want to do now is I want to talk about Jenny working on Mac. Okay, last week, little Mac's head was on crooked like this, significantly. It was significant, where I was like, wow, okay. And I told her a couple things to do that I thought it was, but I want to show you guys. This was crazy. And I'm going to show you the voiceover one that I did just because I do have a tendency. I have it all together, so I'm just going to show that one and make it easy. Okay, hold on. There's too many Facebook pages. Coaching community. Okay. So I'm going to go to, let me share with you guys and you can take this wild ride with me here. Oh, backstory on Mac. Jenny, do that while I pull up, please. Yeah.
Okay, so Mac came to me in August of last year. He was given to me by my vet who saved him from euthanasia, for behavioral euthanasia. He had bucked off grandkids and the grandma wasn't having it. So she took him in, she got him pretty healthy, removed some teeth, and sent him over to me. And he was very standoffish, wouldn't settle. He paced constantly. I mean, I had brand new gravel put in, about 9 inches of it, and he dug a trench in the first 3 days. But he's doing a lot better now.
Yeah, he's been transforming. We're gonna do a whole thing on Mac, you know, probably next year, you know, because we're gonna give him time to transform and blossom. Okay, but this is him right here, little Mac Daddy. So let's take a look at, whoops, what did I just do? Please behave. Get bigger. Okay, here we go. We're gonna move this up here. So y'all can see this, right? Yeah. Okay. So you want to leave the building right there? That's me. All right, so I'm gonna move you to 519 because I just want you to see this. Here we go. So remember his head was crooked. Whoa. Watch him. It releases. Watch his mouth right there. That's it, right there. Do you see it release through his whole body? Ah! You can see his hind end release. Bah! Right there. Okay, so tell us, Jenny, where were you? Because we couldn't quite see.
So I was working around the hyoid and down
Okay.
the brachio. So I was going forward here and then back and then down. He's really tight.
Where
in
was that
brachio.
complete release? Where was it?
That was like right under the throat latch area when I was coming back this way.
Yeah. I mean, did everyone see it? Could you guys see what I'm talking about? Where it just like, like it just gave out. Okay. It was pretty amazing. Now that you've seen that, watch his reaction. We'll watch it a couple more times just because I'm obsessed. Whoops. Whoa, what happened? 519. Hold on.
Hey, you leave my yarn alone.
There.
I will get you a yarn ball.
Whoa.
2.
That was it right there.
He even lifted his tail and tooted.
The ultimate release. It's like heard it break. Yeah, there was almost a sound to it also. Bam! His whole body just went bah. Okay, so that was huge, whatever it was. Now let's watch his reaction.
That like broke free. Well, here we go.
Now she's on the highway.
Doesn't feel terrible, but he's releasing a lot. Dropping his head, licking, chewing. Yeah. Opening, closing his mouth. Yeah, totally. So sometimes the highway a lot of times doesn't necessarily feel bad. It's just the reaction you get is the part that tells you that it was tight. Okay, so you know,
There he was before.
what spot did I tell you needed to work on? Kind of in his throat latch. And then I want you to feel for that tight little rope feeling. Okay, so that's either gonna be your omohyoideus or sternohyoideus. Okay. They get kind of thin right there. Yeah. And I want you to follow those under his jawline as much as you can and see if you can get those to relax. Okay. How right on was that?
Well, it wasn't that right on because I was on the wrong side.
That's exactly.
I thought it was on the right side.
Watch him.
It was definitely the left side, although he has a major reaction with the right side also.
Yes, and the right side felt way more ropey than the left side did.
Oh, okay.
But
Interesting.
I mean, he's sensitive on his right side too. He's got that weird eyelid, and that's where he had his teeth removed. So he's just kind of weird on that side too.
Yeah. All of his releasing. Just a ton. I mean, it didn't stop. I have it. Okay, I have it to go on to 10 more seconds. Watch the big breath. Big breath. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Okay. So, interesting that break free was on the left side because based off the way his head was, I thought for sure it was going to be on the right. But let's take a look at the right because he has like some negative feelings about it, as Jenny was just saying. And I want you to pick up on how do I know, how do you know that he doesn't like that right side? It's kind of obvious, but I want you to pay attention to it too. Okay. Look at his little face. Oh, he's much happier. Look at how much he can turn his head down. Okay. So there you go.
Something over here though. Was that on his neck lower? Oh yeah, that's all that sentence that I was talking about.
All that irritation. The head throwing is the main.
Exactly. Yeah, like that.
Look how straight his head is.
Wow.
There,
Yeah.
look.
So it's both sides. It wasn't just the right side. It's just kind of shocking to see he was really acting like it's just the right side. Yeah.
See.
So it's different on the side, isn't it? That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
All of it points back to the.
So isn't that fascinating? It sounds like he has some hyoid issues on both sides. Well, hyoid, omohyoideus, sternohyoideus going down the neck there, behind the throat latch on both sides. Whatever that was there, that broke free and just transformed his body. I think that's what did it, to be honest with you. And then I think we still have issues on the right side here. Okay, but huge benefit. That was awesome. Great job, Jenny. Okay. Any questions on that? Anybody got questions for Jenny? Okay. We'll keep an eye on him. He's our little fan favorite. All right. So one more thing I want to show you. Let's see. I have a before and after. Oh yeah, this is awesome. I can't even take credit for this one. This was someone that did my little take a picture of the chest, right? Okay. Kathleen Gillians, I guess is her name. This was the before that she had put up on my Facebook page. Look at the V shape here. And I go, well, that's some tight pectorals there. This one is definitely tighter. Look at it. And can you see that this angle is more than this angle? And then this leg comes over more than this leg does. Did everybody see that? Isn't that crazy? And then she sent me this photo after she did. I told her to watch a video of mine that I have on Facebook. And then I told her to rub, slap, and squeeze, right? My normal advice. And this is the photo she sent me afterward. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was so excited. That's awesome. Could you imagine? Gosh, it's so cool. And that was literally off of a 3 to 5 minute video I had on Facebook and just some advice from me. She don't have my clinic. She has not done my clinic. So that's pretty amazing that she did that for her horse. So I'm excited for her. That was cool. That was one I wanted to show you. Okay, I want to show you a video now that I saved. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. I saved it because it bothered me. I mean, it didn't bother me. It bothered me a little bit. But you know, I see stuff, right? When I'm trying to enjoy videos, I told you guys I'm gonna ruin stuff for you. Oh, wait, it's not here. Hold on. I got too many. I try to save stuff and then I don't remember where I saved it to and then it pops up later. Okay, here we go. Got all my food stuff on here too. See if I can find it. Uh-oh. Nope. Oh no, where is it? Oh. All right, we'll watch this one next. This is another one. I gotta find it though, because it's good. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it's on my other one. Okay, we'll watch this one next then. Hold on. This one was a video I saw. I don't have anything against this person, so I wasn't trying to. I messaged him and said I'd help him, but I want you guys to watch this video. This is a young trainer and she works with some tough horses, so I give her credit for that. But I want you to watch this little horse, okay? She's obviously starting him out. Okay? Watch the movement and I want you to see where your eye goes to. It's not the greatest video, but so she was talking about that little horse kicking at her. I mean, kicking up. Okay. So now what I want to do, and I've talked to you guys about this, I want to slow the video down to half speed. If I could do it slower, I would. Okay. And I want you to look at the hind feet, the footfall. Okay. Because this right away to me, when I saw this horse, I was like, nah. So just watch the hind feet. Okay, watch it again, and this time I'm gonna tell you what to watch. Watch the right hind. Watch the right hind when the horse goes to buck. Okay, does everybody see that? That right hind is restricted. And it looks like it's restricted up at the SI. It looks like it's up higher. Okay. So canter's better toward the left, it's easier. When the horse moved to the right, and that gal said, I'm surprised, or it's good that he hasn't even come at you or something like that. I was like, why would he come at her? Anyways, I mean, this is a pretty nice looking little horse. He looks like he's pretty sweet, to be honest with you. His right hind is not coming forward as much as it should. It's restricted and it looks like it's up at the SI. Okay. So when she asks him to pivot off of it, he bucks. Okay. That makes sense, doesn't it? It's not easy for him to move that right hind. And especially when he went to buck the second time. So look at it. It's almost like, okay. Ugh. So she asks him here and he's like, oh crap. So then he goes, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm trying. And then he goes, watch his right hind the second time. It doesn't even come up. He only kicked with the left hind. So if this is a young horse, he sucks at kicking and bucking, first of all, right? He's not very good at it. But can everyone see that he's kind of stiff? Okay. So, you know, and I mean, one of the other gal that was videotaping was like, I can't believe he hasn't come at you or something like that. And it's like, you're missing that he's not trying to be disobedient, but he's having a really hard time doing what you're asking. Anytime a horse, you know, doesn't want to move out, that there's no reason for them not to want to move out. You got to kind of want to ask yourself, why is that? And if you can videotape it at half speed, it's fantastic. Helps a
Hey,
lot.
Erin.
Yeah.
On that horse's right side by the bicep femoris, there's a big indentation in its side. And also when he went to land, it almost looked like his right leg was collapsing, where it
Yeah.
couldn't hold the weight.
Yeah. He's really imbalanced. Yeah. And he was struggling, man. And so it's like I messaged her, or at least I put in the comments, I was like, his right hind is not moving forward. I think it's at the SI area or glute, possibly. If you'd like me to help you out with that, shoot me a message. I haven't heard back from her. Hopefully she'll get a hold of me or watch some videos or something. But you know, that's a good example of this behavior doesn't fit that horse, because that horse looks, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a nice horse, but he looks like a nice horse. That's not attitude. He's not flipping attitude. He was like, oh, he did a little ear back, like, I can't do this. And then he bucked, but the buck was not even a good buck. You know, it's like he wasn't even trying. He was just expressing his discomfort. Okay. So, that one caught my eye this week. I also want to show you another one. Let's go here. Where is this one at? Oh, this one is at yes. It's here. Oh, here it is. Here's her video. Anyways, go back and watch that if you have time. No, that was that one. All right, here's some more food stuff. I'm trying to eat more vegetables, you guys, except for that cake right there. I'll eat that too. All right, here we go. So this is a kind of sad to me, but I don't know. Let's watch it. It's a Pasifino, so give some credit for that.
Walk.
Yeah. Yeah, good girl. She is trying, right? She is trying. But she all stiff, isn't she? So again, this is a Pasifino. So if you guys aren't used to that movement, you have to give them, they do kind of move in like two parts. But this hind end is not, that is not loose. That is very stiff. So while we're watching this, take your hand and put it over half of this horse's body. So look at the front. That's a Pasifino front. And then switch and look at the hind end. Oh, that hind end looks sad. That hind end real stiff up at the SI. Okay. So I think I messaged them too. Super cute mare. Do some body work on her shoulders and loosen her up a bit. She will love it. And then I got a couple amens to that. Okay. Cute horse. Cute horse. I like them super smooth ones. They're fun. So, you know, when you're watching these videos, they're cute, but you can definitely tell this horse is jammed. The shoulders are stuck and the hind end's stuck. Look at the shoulder movement. There's not a lot there. And they do have a tendency to do smaller strides, right? But even for this breed. Okay.
Walk.
Let's see. Okay. Oh, we are nailing it on time today. Excellent. So I wanted to show you guys those. And then I want to look at, I promised you guys I'd look at this photo. You already knocked it out of the park. I don't really have to spend a ton of time doing it. Okay. But this photo, recent media of that horse. See y'all. Oh, here it is. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not trying to pick it apart or anything, but there's nothing loose on this horse. You can, this would almost qualify as a muscular chart of a horse. Splenius, brachio, rhomboid, trapezoid. Okay. You got the TFL, ribs, obliques. This is really sunk in. That doesn't look good at all. Okay. Here's your bicep femoris. All right. I mean, this looks really bad. This looks really bad. Okay, shoulders really tight. This isn't normal. See all those marks? You guys see those marks going sideways like that? That's fascia. Okay. I bet this horse just has a ton of tension everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. So when you see stuff like this, I just want you to kind of think about how you would release that. I mean, this shoulder from here forward, I would be focusing on probably 60% of the massage, and then I'd go from the back. This is not plugging in nicely. That's not playing nice. Okay. That tail is sticking up higher than it should. So I'd want to loosen that up. I'd want to loosen the loin up. Do a little wither. Look at how tight the wither looks. You can see the scapular cartilage right there. That is legit the scapular cartilage. And then this is really sunk in. So it's one of those photos where you're like, the longer I look, the worse it gets, right? I'd love to work on that horse. Okay. So yeah, you guys, of course, did really well on that because if you said a muscle, you'd be right. Okay. Lastly, I want to talk about this awesome webinar that oh, let me just search it up. It's so good. It's 2 hours long. It's on the biomechanics of the neck. It was so good. And there's 2 more. So if you guys want to join them, you can. It's not going to be the same one. So I did this one, the neck biomechanics with Professor Hillary Clayton. So good. So good. And I will tell you one thing, and then there's 2 more. So there's this one that's going to key focus areas in rehabilitation, cervical issues, and dressage horse, and then pain in the neck, which equine cervical spinal issue can cause poor performance. Okay, so these are different people that are going to be speaking, but great seminar. This one was out of this world, and I took screenshots of all the slides. But and I get the recording for like another 30 days or something. So you do have a recording because this is in the UK. So if you can't make it, you can have the recording and you get it for 30 days. So I'm going to listen to it as many times as I possibly can. It's 2 hours. Great. Professor Hillary Clinton did a great job of explaining stuff. And she changed my mind on something, you guys. And, you know, it was like $36. It was not expensive per one. Yeah, I'll put the seminar stuff up on the Facebook page. She changed my mind on well, no, she didn't change my mind. She broadened my horizons, we'll say. Because in the photo for the ad for that webinar, they were doing carrot stretches. And I was like, here we go. You know, I already hate this. And it was awesome because when she was talking about the neck, she brought up carrot stretches. And I was like, this is when I have to go like this and go, I don't agree. But I did agree because she said that people teach carrot stretches to be suppling exercises, but they are not suppling exercises. They are meant to strengthen muscles that are weak in the neck. Because what do I say the 2 issues with carrot stretches are? 1, you don't know if that horse is hung up somewhere in the neck, and carrot stretches do not necessarily unhang them. And 2, they're always straining to get the carrot. So it's not relaxing. It's not a nice, soft, supple stretch. It's not going to supple the horse up. And she said they were never meant to supple the horse. They were meant to strengthen weak muscles in the neck. That's why you go in different directions depending on which ones you want to strengthen. So she talked a lot about the brachiocephalicus. She talked about the splenius, and she talked a little bit about the rhomboid, but mostly about the brachio, which I found very interesting. So I now hate them less. Okay. Every time I talk about carrot stretches, though, I will be bringing up that they are meant to strengthen neck muscles and not to check rate. It does not check range of motion. It does not check range of motion. It does not help range of motion, except maybe, you know, like maybe as much as just kind of turning your neck would. Okay. But it does strengthen weak muscles, and that's what they're meant to be used for. So that was really cool. And I love that she said that, because that's what I have found. I've found that to be true. But yeah, it was a great seminar. I'm sure it was just a recording. The seminar was, she wasn't actually there, and she got on at the end and answered questions. So I'm sure they'll run that one again. And if they do, I highly recommend that you guys take it, because I know y'all would love it. I know you'd love it. But I've been following that guy for a while, and he's really cool. He always has really good information on there. It's called, let me share again and I'll let you see his Facebook. Share. But I have shared one of his things before and I didn't know it was him. So this guy, I have shared a video from him before. Oh, this was the seminar here. This is the woman. And I thought she was going to be like 110 because it said she'd been doing stuff in the equine world for like 65 years. And I was like, did she get born like that? What's going on here? Okay. But they do a lot of really cool seminars. So this is the page if you're interested in it. Oh, Yeah, and this was really interesting. So they talked about the differences in these cervical bones. And this one is really cool because it's got this ridge on it. Yeah, so anyways, I liked it. Okay. Any questions? Any comments? We are starting Journey Through the Horse next week. So we will begin that. That's going to be awesome. Good job to everyone. I've gotten multiple people signed up, so that's cool. Newbies. So that's awesome. It's going to be really fun. So Journey Through the Horse is starting next week. We will just do an intro to what it is. Keep inviting people, and if they can get signed up for the clinic, that'll be perfect. And then they'll have all the information you need. That's all you need is the clinic. So how long does it go for? That's a great question, Lauren. Anyone remember? Because I don't. So there's like 36 5-minute videos in my clinic, and we do about 2 to 3 a week. Okay. So it's not too crazy. It's super fun though. I feel like it went fast and slow at the same time. Like we had enough time to work on stuff. We weren't rushed. It didn't feel like we were overloaded. The videos are really fun. You can submit videos. So I think that's the best part of it is you watch the 5-minute videos, the 2 that I assign, 2 to 3. If it's really easy, like I'll give you 3 of them. You know, I won't have, or lateral flexion will be 1, right? I'm not going to be like, do lateral flexion and leg range of motion, and we're all going to suffer. Okay. If they're really easy, I give you 3. If they're hard, I give you 1. So it kind of balances out. That week, you have all the time you need, whenever your schedule is, to do the video or do the 2 affections they're called. You can videotape it and submit it to me on the coaching page. And then I'm going to do a voiceover like I do, like you just saw me do for Jenny and Mac. And you've seen me do it for Stephanie, and all of you have participated pretty well in that. And then we all get to kind of learn off that, and then we'll discuss it like we have been doing for our Live at 5. So it's from Sunday to Sunday, 1 week. There you go. Okay. And I put up, if you guys need to give your friends the clinic, here's the link right there in the chat. It's the first one there. And it's a good sale going on now. I don't normally put it on sale like this. So the coupon is Journey, all capital, Journey. Okay. So you can copy that. Can you recommend what setting to video so you upload quickly? I don't even know.
If I don't shorten my phone, you know, when I take a video, if I don't shorten it down to like less than a minute, it won't upload.
If
Really?
you have a YouTube sign up, you can download it onto your personal part of the YouTube, and then you can click that link to save onto that Facebook page, and it can be really long.
Yeah.
Do you
You're
understand?
muted. You're muted, Stephanie.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you say that first part again? I didn't hear about the YouTube.
Yeah, if you have an account with YouTube, you can go in and make your own personal file folder on that and record anything, and then you don't have to cut anything down. It can show up to 30-40 minutes if you so want to, so you don't have to like shorten it down in order to upload it from your phone to Facebook.
I'll show you real quick, Stephanie. So, and by the way, you can only do about 9 minutes. So, I mean, that's still too long for you, but, for your phone or whatever you were saying. Okay, hold on. Where's share? So I'll show you my YouTube, and it's free. You can sign up. Okay. So I don't know why this guy irritates me so much, and I don't know why his crap always shows up on my, anyways, so this is my YouTube. This is what you get when you plug in. You can go to create. Okay. Go to upload a video. Okay. And then it would take you to this page, and you'd go select file. And then it takes you to all your stuff. Okay. Whatever. And then you just pick whatever file it is, and then you just follow the instructions. So that would be a way, but you should be able to do, because a lot of us, I do more than that. I know you guys aren't all doing YouTube, so there should be a way for you to do it.
I think it has to do with
Stephanie.
the setting because I think it's trying to, you know, get the resolution just right and too high
Oh.
maybe. I think that's part of the problem with the new Apple
Okay.
phone. I'm not sure.
Oh, it's an Apple?
Yeah.
Okay, so if any of you have apples, hook her up because I don't. Okay. All right, awesome. Any other questions, guys? Okay. You can try whatever you want this week. If you have something else you want to work on, go right ahead, submit some videos. If you're still doing other stuff, go ahead, no problem. And we will pick up next week. Be ready to roll. It's gonna be fun. Okay,
Awesome.
thanks, guys.
Thank
See you
you.
later.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. You guys are awesome. Keep it up.